being vulnerable is strength. And so many people hide things and they never talk about their pain, where they've come from, their past. They never want to be vulnerable because they feel like being vulnerable is weakness. No, being vulnerable is strength. I was, for instance, born out of wedlock. Okay, I don't mind saying these things because I believe that one of the reasons why I say some of these things is because I did not stay there. You see, it's one thing to have a problem that you never conquered. And so many people hide things and they never talk about their pain, where they've come from, their past. They never want to be vulnerable because they feel like being vulnerable is weakness. No, being vulnerable is strength. Are you hearing me? Something? And it's an indicator that you've conquered, you've overcome, you've come away from that place. I was born out of wedlock, and I remember that I met my dad at the first time at the age of 14 years in juvenile court. That was the first time I saw my dad. And he looked just like me. I never met him before. So there was something that was lacking, because even with my mom, she was a nurse and she had to work 2 jobs to be able to fend for all of us. And so I wasn't raised by my dad, I wasn't raised by my mother. It was nannies and aunties and friends and people who literally took care of me. So there was something that was missing, that connectivity, that feeling of acceptance and being loved was never there. So when I met my dad at the age of 14, it was so very difficult to connect to the man. I honored him, I respected him, but we never hugged till he died. We never hugged. He never gave me a hug, I never gave him a hug, and I never felt anything wrong about it because there was the lack of connectivity. Something wasn't there. And it was a similar thing with my mom. There wasn't that deep feeling and affection, you know. And when they died, I felt it and I cried, but that was it. It just ended there. You know, and I realized that there was something wrong, and it had to do with what happened when I was born, because my dad was not there when I was born. He wasn't at the hospital. He wasn't there throughout when I was growing until the age of 14 when I met him. And by the time I met him, I was already built up. I was already developed. I was already programmed in a certain way, in a certain direction.
This is End Time Empowerment. End Time Empowerment.